When we go through our day-to-day living, we always experience something that transforms us, and sometimes we're called to share those moments, and we have this opportunity now with a good friend who's here to share her story with all of us. Please welcome motivational speaker Satie Nairan Simon to the show.
Thank you.
And I see your very proud father beaming up, looking at you. What's his name?
Bob, he's my best friend. I take him everywhere. He's 85 years young.
Yay! Welcome, Bob.
We just came back from Las Vegas.
Whoa. Okay, so whatever happens in Las Vegas, Bob, you'll tell me, right? Yeah? Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. And I have to say that every time there's a show, I can look out and I can see your bright smile in the audience supporting. So it's great to have you on the other end now on the stage and sharing wonderful things that you've been up to. Now, I know that you've been in India not too long ago.
Yes, that's where I met Sonia in the audience there, because we met at a World Economic Conference in New Delhi, where it was 109 countries that were there with representation, and we were all speakers.
Okay.
It was quite an experience.
I can imagine. Your background is you are a CPA, so you're a chartered accountant, correct?
Right.
Okay. And you're a tax auditor?
Yes, I am a CPA tax
you don't
auditor.
Look scary.
With the federal government, yes.
Okay.
I do, yeah.
Awesome. But you're here for another purpose. You want to share with us some things that have happened in your life journey. And so let's talk about that. I know you're from Guyana originally.
Yes, I actually am from Guyana, Caribbean culture. I really love the South American and the Caribbean.
Awesome.
Special place in my heart.
For sure. So where do you want to start?
Oh, well, stories are, everyone loves to hear stories. I mean, I love to hear stories too. And we're so interested in people and their lives, and we have something to share, So what I've got to say, I love my life, but it was a journey getting there. What happened is, all the different things we go through as maybe a female or a youngster's, self-esteem and confidence and dark thoughts, like things happen in life, and the way we handle stress, and so I had a journey of my process of falling in love with myself, and that was my weapon, and that was my cure to everything. Of course, at the time in my life when I was in a really happy place, all the years it took me, it's easy to say that you love yourself. Look, I'm a CPA, I'm this, I travel, I'm that. I love myself. The mere fact you say it, I don't think you love yourself. It's a process, and if you really do, decisions are made differently, handling stress is handled differently. So at a point in my life when I was really, really happy and finally getting married, according to my...
Did you take some time?
A long time. I'm late to be married, and to a Californian love of mine. My husband is American, California. And 1 week before the wedding, I was struck with cancer. And wow, I was at a really happy place, I was very healthy, ate all the right foods, drank the vitamins, black stripe in Taekwondo, preparing for my black belt actually, lived my life as charitable as possible. Doesn't mean by money, you can give a smile to someone, but it's a motive, how I conduct my life. And no family history of cancer, and there it was. Literally on my wedding day, and went through everything, a lot. It was an aggressive form of cancer, like breast cancer. There's many types of cancers for the breast. I had chemo and radiation and surgery, and a lot of plans to go live in California. I love that state. And of course, my path took a twisted turn. And at the same time of that turn, something wonderful happened. Literally on the day of surgery, I actually didn't even know I had cancer. I was going into surgery to take the lump out anyways. And then the doctor said a minute before cancer, and went on, and I just went somewhere else. My mind just drifted somewhere else because I thought, oh my God, these folks can't help me here. I'm with you, Creator, and the bigger source. So I had everything in my hand. Like I had I had a mantra that I was given by, I am an initiate of the Himalayan yoga and meditation, and I had a mantra that was given to me to put in my ear, and I had certain pictures in my hand, and I just kept thinking, like, oh my God, like they don't exist. I'm with you. You guide me and you take care of me. And I swear, things just started happening. It was a very dark time, but it was very lighted time. Like I remember when I was getting through like the anesthetic, I actually had a moment of excitement. I literally felt excited. I was giggling with something, and I felt a light on me, and then I became aware of this plane. Yes. And and
the
then
spiritual plane?
Right. I was so excited over there, and then I became aware of the earth I'm back here, and then realized, oh my gosh, I just had surgery. I'm not sure what happened to me, so I went and I put my hand over my chest and I go, oh, I have my breasts, and so. When I look back, I go like, my God, like what happened? Like, why did that happen? I mean, I lived really well. I had everything that I wanted. I was really, really happy. What happened, So it really is, like when I look back, it was the dark thoughts, and the emphasis on thoughts, like the power that I put to thoughts, and those thoughts were negativity, right? And, and what thoughts have, like it breaks down the fields, your external fields, and then it hits on your cellular level. The cells have an intelligence, they have an intellect.
They respond to your thoughts.
They responded, I am absolutely sure, like 50% was the power that I give those thoughts. And at the same time, I was led along a path of a beautiful enlightenment path that journeyed me through to Brazil for, I think I was diagnosed with cancer to be on the path that I am right now on. Does that make sense?
No, it absolutely does.
And
I understand because, in my life journey, I recognize the burdens or the hard times or the trials as all teachable moments, and they had to happen to refine me and to make me relatable, empathetic, and also to be a stronger person. So these were all values that I learned, but I wouldn't have learned if I had it all rosy.
Right. So I absolutely, and I really, and like for me, like someone was saying about branding, like I think like my brand is the power of the thought. It really is the power of the thought. Like, and how do we get all these, how do we handle all these negativity and the thoughts and what we put on the thoughts, how do we deal with this wayward mind of ours, So I went through a very beautiful process from the time of diagnosis. And
how long was that?
Actually, this month is 13 years, so 13 years anniversary and 13 years cancer-free.
Awesome.
And so I think like my message, not I think, like I'm absolutely sure, like my message doesn't have to do with girls and females. It's ageless, and it's males, boys, and grown men and gays and straight. It's the journey of falling in love with ourselves. And why shouldn't we love ourselves? We're made in the image of the most royal blood in our veins. We've got a supreme being. We're made in the image of this supreme force. Why do we think of ourselves any lesser? But we do. So many people go through these stages.
Well, Satie, I mean, they say that the mind is a battlefield, and the moment we awake, there's a battle.
It is.
We receive blessings, but we also have attacks. I mean, this from my own perspective, and it really, and the bombardment we have in the media, which is negative, right?
Oh yeah.
Because bad news sells. You're kind of like navigating through your day, trying to get away from the negative.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really scary. You know what I do? I get up at 5:30 in the morning every day because it's my time. And because I have to train my mind, and one of these days it's going to get there. So I've been doing this for over 13 years. I get up, and I don't know what you want to call it, silence, contemplation, but it's your time. For me, it's meditation. I'm sitting there, oh my God, what should I wear? Oh, I got to get to work at 7:30. But at the end of it, I feel that beautiful thing within me. And now I've increased it. Like I'm not only doing meditation, I actually start with yoga so I can get into the mind frame of meditation. And now I've added something else, doing alternative stuff, because I go to Brazil yearly and I really believe in the crystals. And so I do have a crystal bed, which are crystals along the chakras. And and this is my time in the morning. And I feel wonderful, and I've shut the TV off. Like I want to know what's going on in the world, in the business, and what's happening, but I do not need to hear it a million times during the day.
You can be selective on how you receive that.
And I'm selective. Yes, so...
Yeah, so you've been able to take this moment and to teach others on how they can be more mindful of what they receive from their environment, right? And to take control.
Yes, definitely. And the power of a greater source, like it's a universal mind field, like it's an infinite universe out there. Oh my God, it has everything for all of us, And if I make myself better by doing these little things for myself, I'm contributing to that universal mind field. And I think this is the power to change the world. By changing ourselves, we're contributing there. We're good to the animals, the universe, and we're all connected. And so I go around, like it doesn't matter at work, at taxpayers, or in India, or I'm just little kids, like, dream and love yourself. Doesn't matter you have scars or you have, like, you're overweight. Who cares? As long you love yourself, God loves you, whatever your name is for the universal force. And I saw the power of prayers, and I saw the power of the unseen, because at the time of diagnosis, it took me to journey through to Brazil, to a very powerful place that I'm a success rate.
So you're a miracle right here on the stage.
Yeah, when I go to the hospitals, they always say, like, whatever you're doing in Brazil, keep doing it. I'm also a guide there to where I journey.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Satie, where can people hear more about what you do and to connect with you on social media?
Oh, well, my Facebook, it's Satie, S-A-T-I-E, and it's Nairan, N as in Nancy, ARAIN-Simon. And you can find me on Facebook or just at gmail.com, SatieSimon@gmail.com.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. Well, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for this time here and sharing the good word of positivity and how it heals.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Satie, everybody. We'll be back. All right. Thank you for joining us here. The show is transforming lives one story at a time. And I love when people come and not only share what they know, their expertise, what they've studied, but also walk the talk. And we have a brilliant woman here who is the author of the book on confidence, the complete guide to standing tall on the inside. Please welcome Jane Durst Pulkys to the show.
Thank you.
Now, Jane, I look at you and I have to say, just on my heart, that you look absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
You have grandchildren.
Yes, I have 3 grown boys and I have 2 granddaughters.
Okay, I don't get the math. Yeah. Doesn't she look amazing?
Thanks.
Yeah. You're blowing some minds right now.
Thank you.
So where did it all come from? The book on confidence.
So it all started because I grew up in the 60s and I had 5 brothers and 3 sisters, and we were all about a year and a half apart from each other, and getting attention from my mother and father was almost impossible. So by the time I turned 13 years old, I felt unlovable. I felt not confident. I struggled with who I was and why I was here. And it was something that propelled me into my own personal search and journey. And when I was about 21 years old, I was walking down Fifth Avenue in New York City, and I had this epiphany of, I need to figure out this because everybody thinks I have my stuff together, but I really didn't have my stuff together. So I became a nutritionist at the age of 23, and I started working with clients from all over the world. I had fast success, but I understood that there was something that was underlying, and we spoke about this evening, below the surface of most people's issues was they lacked the self-love and self-confidence. So I discovered that people's issues go into their tissues, and your psychology becomes your biology. So I had a client that came in, and I was then studying Louise Hay.
Oh,
and
yeah. She's great. Yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome. So she didn't have any money to spend on any kind of protocols. So I just said to her, just go out and say to yourself, I love myself every day. Yeah. She came back 4 weeks later. She lost 25 pounds. The woman was so transformed, I couldn't believe it. And I thought, dang, I got to do this for myself. Mm-hmm. So I traveled all over the world. I've been all over. And I went to all these motivational seminars. And I started to gather this information so that I could actually, because most people didn't know how I felt. I didn't feel good about myself. So I uncovered, the 7 deadly words, like can't, if, should, need, must, try, or. If you eliminate these words, they can transform your life. And my business, I basically stayed home from the time I was 25 to 40 with my kids. And at 40, I thought, I'm going to go and start my own business. And I started my own business, and I now have put together this whole psychology of disease program alongside a program that I work extensively with called Metabolic Balance. So it's a program that helps people lose weight, gain weight, maintain their weight, and reduce inflammation, and then work with the psychology of disease part of that so that people can feel their birthright, which is amazing, energetic, happy souls. That's what we came here to be. And that's what I do. And it's been absolutely incredible for me.
Amazing. Well, I look at you. Yeah. You're glowing, and I feel the radiating confidence from you. And you were the maybe 1 or 2 girls, but you had mostly boys in your family.
No,
right?
4 girls and 5 boys.
Okay, so there's a balance. But even still, where do you place? Were you in the middle?
I was the second oldest girl.
Second oldest girl.
Yeah, the 4th in the line.
So you had to kind of get a little bit, what's the word? To get attention in the family, because there's a lot of voices that you had to kind of speak over to get noticed.
Yeah, and my father just passed away last year, but even Eddie, Christmas, and all functions, interestingly, we're all, grown up. We're all still still striving for that attention. But really what it is, it's people are looking for love. Mm-hmm. They're looking for love, and they're looking for validation, but that really is in your own heart.
Sure.
And, as we already talked about tonight, you have to love yourself, warts and all. And that was my challenge. I didn't love myself, warts and all. And I honestly now can say that I do. I'm not perfect by any means, and I make many, many mistakes. But I want to take people on that journey, because my clients come in, just feeling down and whatever it is that they're coming in with. I want to make sure that when they leave, they have these tools to walk out with and say, I can do this, I can be this. I have so much energy, and it doesn't matter how old you are. It should always be high for your entire life. I'm going to be 60 next year, so I'm like loving this.
I know.
And it's amazing. Yeah. And my kids are like that. We all have tons of energy, but it all comes back down to nutrition, and the company you keep. And my favorite line in life is, you have to help me grow or you have to go. So I only want people in my life that love and support me, and that's what I have right now. So my life is amazing that way.
That's awesome. That's amazing, Jane. No, I was talking to a friend the other day, and she's recently separated from her husband, and we had this discussion about looking for a partner, and it takes some time to attract what you're looking for, especially if you're not there yet. I mean, you can have a long laundry list of what he's supposed to look like, but are you ready for him, right? So the whole part of it comes to what you said about loving yourself first, and making sure your laundry list is checked off for that other person.
And also, I think what you put out into the universe, like if you're looking for love, it's called reticular activation. Whatever you put out there, it will go and hit the shore, and it'll come back to you if it's meant for you to happen. if that's meant to happen. I met this amazing person tonight, Mark. We feel like we've known each other our whole lifetime, and it's been, it's like you attracts like, right? So when you're ready, that person is going to show up in your life. And, that's how it is.
That's just how it is. And I love how that happens organically when you least expect it.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So do you have any speaking tours, anything upcoming that we should know about?
I'm always doing something. I'm actually speaking at the Whole Life Expo next weekend. I'm a big junkie for seminars and speaking. So, yeah, and I do a lot of social media. So my next gig is next weekend at the Whole Life Expo.
Okay.
So,
and do you have to register online for that? Or?
No, you just can show up and buy a ticket for that too. So
Okay.
There's lots of amazing speakers that are going to be attending that event, and yeah,
you're excited for that. And where can people buy the book?
They can go to Amazon.com to get that book, and that book took me a long time to write. I had it in my head. I sat down and took 12 pieces of paper and did 12 chapter titles, and I started in the middle of the book.
Yes.
And then I wrote the book, and my youngest son was living in New York, and he came home and he said, Mom, we need to rewrite this entire book. So every Monday night for one entire year, we sat down and rewrote the entire book, and the book came out a couple years ago, and it's doing very, very well. And I give a book to all my clients.
This is great. I'm very proud of you, and thank you for being here today to share what you do. And you know what? I got to call you and find out what you're doing to stay looking 25. Like, seriously.
So I'm going to tell you my secret. I have a couple of secrets. I am addicted.
I need a pen.
You don't need to write this down. I am addicted to hot yoga. So this is a 90-minute practice in a room that's 105 degrees, and I go 5 or 6 times a week.
Okay.
And I also am addicted to eating 2 tablespoons of flax oil every day and 1 tablespoon of coconut or olive oil. So I eat a lot of good fats.
Okay.
And lots of vitamin C, because that's really good for your collagen. So those are and amazing amounts of water.
Okay. I think we can manage that, right?
Yeah. It's easy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jane, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank
You're
you
amazing.
so much.
Thank you. Jane, Durst Pulkys, everybody. Gonna look her up and buy her book, The Book on Confidence.
Thank
We'll
you.
be back.